Hey, what's up guys? Stage Dive here. Just doing a little VOD review. Trying to look at some of my gameplay from a 26 Tyrannical Streets. And yeah, I'm just, this is my first time doing a VOD, so hopefully it goes well, but kind of want to see areas I can improve. You can see I'm running First Sigil. I'm also running the Dreadfire Vessel Trinket. I think I have every other trinket to run, but I just like that one a little bit better for single target. It helps. When you get 2 stacks of Infernal Cascade and your rune and stuff, and it crits, it's just it's a lot of damage, so it helps. I'm running Night Fae, obviously. Those are my soul binds. I'm running Controlled Destruction for single target. I'm running Flow of Time for a shorter blink cooldown. I could be running Grounding Surge if there's a dungeon with more kicks. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Not running Master Flame again because it's Tyrannical week. A lot of times I would, so we'll just see. My AoE damage isn't going to be that great, but I'm just focusing on bursting down the bosses here. So just a total pug group. So this week is the week that Wrath of the Lich King Classic came out. It might have been a week before, so I've noticed this week there's not a ton of people on, and also might just because of the affixes. So I've already have a 26 timed, so I'm just kind of doing it just to get some gameplay in for this week. I've been playing a lot of alts, so it might be a little sloppy here and there, but can always improve. You'll see I'm running Ring of Frost as well. That's because it's this week I think is Necrotic Spiteful, so that just helps with a lot of utility for the group. All right, so we're kicking it off. See the Lock's getting his Infernal going here. Let's see how I start. Those are my stats on the right. Obviously, as Fire Mage, I'm running a lot of haste, but since it's single target week, I also have a decent amount of mastery. That's why I'm at 23%. I don't want the crit, but can't help it. So here, this little 3-pack, I think I'm just going to single target Zomaz. Yeah, I'm just single targeting since I'm running Controlled Destruction and spreading my Ignite through Phoenix Flames right there. I think I missed one of my Fire Blasts on the opening Fireball, but that's fine. So I'm just going to recast Rune here while I'm hard casting, or right before I start hard casting that Pyro for the Sun King's Blessing. Got my Shifting Power going. Scorching here since he's below 30%. Throw my barrier up since everyone's got the debuff right now. I could have saved stacks for the next pack for SKB, but I just figured, you know, there's Spitefuls too. Let's just get this down. Throw a little ring out, help my friends. And on to the next pack. So I'm always going to be focusing Officer here first, so I can just spell steal that shield, which I just did. And then I'm just targeting the bigger mob here, 1.4 mil. So just a single target combust again, so it's nothing special. And I'll probably be throwing that combust once I get, yeah, right here probably, yep. So you see right on my character's model, you can see my Infernal Cascade buffs on the left and my combust timing on the right.
Target. Shockwave.
So this is annoying. I get a sleep puddle right as I'm casting my SKB, but I was managed to get out of it. Didn't have enough Fire Blast pulled up to really get a ton of use out of that SKB, but we just send it. So right here, I'm just focusing on holding 7 stacks of SKB. You'll see right below my cast bar. And that's because I want to hold this heating up proc. You can see in the top right, there's 3 seconds left. So I can cast, and now I can use my Sun King's Blessing. If I would have cast that heating up and then hot streak proc earlier, I probably would have lost my SKB before we pulled this next pack. So now what I'm doing is I'm combusting into my SKB, and I'm always choosing to hit combust before the SKB hardcast ends, because that gives you extra duration. If you do it the other way around, your SKB doesn't even impact your duration of your combust at all. I think this is the first pack I'm actually doing and little AoE flame strike. Let's see what I do here. I did not cast my rune. Oh, I did cast my rune. So I'm just picking targets that need to go down under 30%, scorching. Only ending this with, I don't know, maybe 5. Doing a little 360 no-scope action here. Just having some fun. So there, yeah, I'm back up to 7. Didn't quite get in position. I'm going to spell steal that off the officer, that shield again. Gonna see if I can farm. Yep, there we go. So, because I always want to get that SKB. So, looks like I'm going to single target this officer here. And spread through Phoenix Flames. I really wanted to min-max it. I could have just stopped using Fire Blast because I have my Combust up. I thought this pack was going to go a little bit faster. So at this point, I'm just like, man, I'm just going to hold my Combust, my big Combust, because it's just not worth setting on targets that low. Target you. I was also holding it because I thought we were going to pull that other pack to the left, the 3 securities, security guards and the officer, but I guess we're just going to do a little mini boss Zohan here. I always LOS that first cast because it just helps you avoid getting the dot on you, so that helps your heals out. So I got my big Combust, and as soon as I get my 7 stacks, I'm just throwing it out. Got 4 seconds left on my Rune of Power, so I'm going to be recasting that here in a second. Probably should have done it a little bit before. I missed a couple Pyroblasts on there. Just going to LOS that one more time. Barely kept my Infernal Cascade up. So yeah, not too much. You see how much damage that does when the Rift Blast gets out on everyone. But yep, never played with these guys before, so seem decent so far. Obviously, playing with a Survival Hunter and a Destro Lock, you can't go too wrong. Pretty best group if we had a Blood DK, but this tank is fine too. I'm gonna be greedy. Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna send Lust here off with the bat. He outranged me. I didn't realize it. Sometimes my keybind for my sigil doesn't go off. I would have just used it, but yeah, I got my sigil going into this, into my big Combust, and of course, as always, throw out your big Combust, and then you get your weapon taken away. It's all good. Just sending it here.
Target change. Avoid. Avoid. You should never have come to cover this, stranger. So. All contraband will be confiscated.
So, just looking at things here. Just kind of a boring fight. Someone's getting interrogated right now. It switched twice, and now it's on me, so I'll just go over here and I'll block it off. I think you can block early, but sometimes I just like to wait to make sure. Yeah, tank's doing pretty good damage, 14k for the big Brewmaster. Get my weapon taken away, as always, right when we do Combust. See if I recast my Rune of Power. Oh no, it's desynced now. It's good.
Avoid. Target change. Avoid. Target change.
So I got hit by the frontal right there. Not the best. It looks like he just turned around really, really fast. So I'm just gonna swap, get our guy out of the cell here. A few pyros in this should get him out. Yep.
Avoid.
Can't find my weapon. There it is. I have to run through. Nice and fun. So now, you know, I'm just scorching, building up my stacks and stuff. Setting my combust. Gonna be throwing it through the shield right now, which is always annoying, but I'd rather not move out of my rune.
So,
I would have recasted rune, but again, it's desynced right now, so
avoid.
thinking correctly, we'll see if I send my shifting power here. I don't know if I will. I think I'm probably gonna hold it for the next pack. Nope, I send it. I probably should have held it there, honestly.
Avoid.
Because now everything's even more desynced, so it's alright. Just casting a flame strike. Kicking that officer cast. So this is the situation you want to avoid, is you don't have SKB, you don't have combust. So I just blink in there with a little alter time and do a little dragon's breath to help out with some CC. Trying to save my fire blast stacks. But yeah, damn, not looking too good on this pull, but it is what it is. I really dumb move there. I take a tick of the beam, so I gotta use all my defensives I have. The healer's probably freaking out. Definitely could have avoided that. I just wasn't paying attention the best. Hard cast my SKB.
Watch your step. Avoid. Targeting.
So I'm throwing SKB here now, or not SKB, shifting powers. Just now it's going to sync back up with my combust. Sometimes if you're going to pack and you don't have combust, but you do have shifting power, sometimes it's better just rune shifting power and then go into combust. But just know it'll take a few times for it to sync back up.
CC. Watch your step.
So here's Zolgamux here. The most annoying part about him for Fire Mage is just when you get a bat on you during your combust window and your teammates don't do anything, it's just annoying because you have to either stop and sheep it or do a quick dragon's breath, but it's definitely annoying. Just letting my fire blast charges build up. I'm seeing if I can get a Sun King's Blessing into this. I'm going to sheep that.
Watch your step.
So now I'll get that extended time.
CC.
So what's nice is when you get the SKB and Big Combust together, a lot of times you can throw it into another 1 or 2 SKBs depending on your haste level. We're still at the beginning of the dungeon, so my stacks for the Shrouded buff aren't that high. I only have about 3 stacks right now, but it'll definitely be easier later on in the fight. In the dungeon. I think ideally I could time these little combusts a little bit better to just break through that blood siphon. But it's almost dead. It's not going to get another one off. And I think we go right here. Using my little shimmy shake there is because sometimes blink bugs and it's always fun as a mage. You blink the wrong direction. Trying to figure out if that was my ping that caused that blink to be weird, but my ping is only 26, so not quite sure what happened.
Interrupt. Watch your step.
So I'm just AoE combusting this pack. There's not too many super prio targets. I don't know if we meant to pull that extra in, but
Interrupt.
yeah, I don't think that was, I think the tank dies here because
Interrupt.
we ghost pulled that extra pack. Losing out on my Infernal Cascade buffs there. Not the best. Probably should throw out some CC. Monk throws out his ring. He's still getting meleeed though, so he still has 19 stacks. Okay, now he reset.
Interrupt. Targeting.
High energy. Shockwave.
So I threw my SKB before I had my rune, just because, I don't know. I'm not really sure why, to be honest. I probably just should have waited for my rune to come up and then... You always want to precast Rune of Power before you throw SKB if you're able to. Tank went down right there. So now I'm just kind of keeping up dam, trying to get these packs down, throwing out some CC, trying to kite a little bit, wait for our tank to get back. He gets one shot. I'm blinking. I'm really hoping he doesn't make it to me, and luckily we make it off. So we're just waiting on the tank here to get back. Pull this next pack with the infiltrator.
Interrupt.
So I try to kick a lot, and obviously in Pogs you got to kick a little bit more because, as you've noticed, there's not a lot of other kicks going out. Get unfortunate sleep puddle right on my rune. A lot going on right there, so able to get back out of it. So I had to cut the audio here for a little bit. There's something wrong with the song, and just wasn't the best pick overall. See, as you see, I'm trying to hold my hot streak until right as it's about to run out so I can throw it. So there's no way I lose out on the 4 stacks of SKB I got building up here. It's not ideal for me with timing right now. Got 17 seconds left on my combust. I don't have SKB. So here's where I'm going to just throw my Rune of Power, shifting power, and that'll bring my combustion back up so then I can send my combustion. So it doesn't help you get the cooldown reduction after combustion, but it is what it is. I just ended up stealing it and trading it to get it before. You can see me trying to click that creature with the skull, and I keep missing it. So it's always fun. Healer goes down. I'm about to go down. Use a little health stone, keep myself alive. Throwing down a rune, help my teammates as they're kiting out.
Target you. Targeted. 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 Shockwave.
You keep me sane in the ice cold rain.
So obviously Infiltrator has more health, but I'm using the creature to get my Scorch procs off for heating up.
Trying to stay calm. I lost my will and the
Just gonna DB this little Spiteful to help my brother out behind me. A lot of times group will want to save this male mental, so I'm trying to call out for that, but I don't think this tank knows about it, so if I'm remembering right, I don't think I send my big combust on this little pack because I want to hold it for boss, especially thinking that we might save the male mental, so I'm just going to get this worker down. Just doing a little single target combust here. In hindsight, I think I probably could have sent my big combust because it's just taken a while. I think a lot of people are holding CDs. The lock definitely is. And then we end up pulling this infiltrator anyway. So, it is what it is, but I think I'll just throw another SKB out here in the end.
Shockwave. Targeted.
What if I run into you? What if you say that you want
Target
me
you.
back?
Targeted.
What
Targeted.
if I run into you? What if you finally realize
Shockwave.
nobody, no one can love you
So not optimal timing there. 'Cause I thought we were just going to kill that guy and then pull the boss, but instead, it's fine. So here come the puddles, throwing out my big combust, using my sigil, throwing lust out. I'm going to have combust up here for quite a while if I do it right. Still 5 seconds left on the new rune I cast. Get into this, help them soak. Throw another SKB. I still get to keep my 2 stacks of Infernal Cascade up, which is good. I'm running out of some charges though, a fire blast. For some reason I've noticed I always have to click the bombs twice to pick them up. I'm not sure if that's something wrong with my UI or... We're getting all getting kind of low right here, so... Healer's struggling a little bit, but now he's topping us up. I'm going to get out of this one because the tank usually will soak the closest one. I'm going to look for one that's useful to take, and that looks like that was a mistake because the tank went out of it and didn't soak it. I'm going to alter time this. It just helps the healer out because then I can alter time right back up.
Special coming.
What if I say that I need you back?
So doing about 24k, not bad. I definitely can do better. Well, I did everything perfectly. See, this is where one of those times where I clicked it, it didn't pick it up. I had to go back, click it again. I wasn't sure if that was going to make it in, but it barely did. And then I missed my SKB because I was freaking out about the little bomb, but it's fine. So at this point, that's just convenience to soak those, just to help us have more room to move around. But it's not that big of a deal, honestly, because we just have to live through this phase. I'm not even sure if we're going to care about the bombs. I'm going to take this out. I have ice block up, so I can just block this. Again, I think that's a mechanic. You can block early sometimes, but I've had times where I block early and then it stays on me. So, yeah, of course we're going to stay boss. It's to 10%. Got plenty of time. It'll die really quickly here. So there we go. Now onto the little mail carrying RP section. One thing if you don't know is you can use the a 2-seater mount here, like a sandstone drake, if your team lets you mount before they pull this infiltrator, which they don't. And so I'm like, I can't do this for my buddy, so I'm going to try to invis and then mount, but I instantly get in combat again. Maybe I should have gone further away. Probably would have helped, but I don't even think they know about that strat, so I'm not going to worry about it. What you can do is you can have someone pick that up and then jump on your 2-seater mount, and you can just go wherever you need to. Makes it a lot faster.
For you used like a hard bargain. Good show.
You'll see the lock is saying there, and he was in combat too soon, so he might have been trying to do the same thing. Just not a whole lot to do during this phase. Just get the affix dudes down, help CC for your team. That's pretty much it. Sometimes if people get lost, help them get back on track. Throw a little ring, slow those guys down. Try not to pull that pack to my back left. We're good. This next boss is fun for a lot of classes because you get that stacking haste buff, which is nuts, especially when you combine it with the seasonal affix. So sometimes it's so much that you just... If you don't have good internet connection or if you're dropping frames, it's hard to even do your combust properly in that time because you have so much haste. But let's see what my haste gets up to. So I'm sitting here at 62% haste, almost 63. We'll see what it goes up to throughout the fight. I grab my instrument. I'm intentionally not standing in the starting So I grabbed my instrument and I'm intentionally not standing in the starting spot right now because I've done that before and it has the infiltrator spawn sleep puddles on the starting spot, which is really annoying. So I'm gonna run over here, get this up. Another instance of not sure why, but it shot me the wrong direction. Maybe I jiggled, but missed out on some of my haste buff there, but it happens. Throw a little kick out. I'll do images on the next phase. Yeah, I have 126% haste right now. Covered up by my range check, but that's kind of a lot. Yeah, of course the demo lock's going to do quite a bit there. Same with the survival hunter. Keeping up though, doing all right. Especially since I'm not running the AoE build. My dam is not that good on that spot, but I'm just like I said, running a single target just for the boss dam.
Targeted.
So it looks like I definitely could have mirrors the first one. I don't know. Didn't mirrors at all, so might have just not been paying attention. Something to work on. Going up to 187% haste there. Back down to 106. I'm losing some of those stacks. There's opportunities to get him back on throughout the boss fight. Sometimes it's a little dangerous with those little rotten food green puddles. Tried to kick that, I missed it, just barely, but everything's good. I'm gonna click off my SKB. I used to have a macro for it. Don't know what I did with it, but someone was like looking around for it, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to manually click it off, but I was not gaining any stacks. All I was doing was running out of SKB hardcast time. That little weak aura I have really helps a lot. Helps you know how much time you have left to start the cast. Not before it completely runs out. So, because obviously your pyro cast is affected by your hastes. So, definitely helps to be able to see that. Don't have combust up. Still hanging with the big DPS boys though. Grabbing some stacks there. That was lucky. That was unlucky because I didn't blink right back on the other side of it. Okay, now I got to go full Sun King's Blessing into big combustion. Get my berserking going as a troll. Still sitting at 106% haste. That's pretty nice. I threw my Dreadfire Vessel. Just does a lot of damage.
Interrupt. Spread.
If I play this right, I should have combust up for the rest of the fight, but I'm not sure if I do. Or at least a little downtime between SKB phases. I'm trying to just get some Fire Blast charges here. I'm going to send it because it's going to run out. Somehow I failed. But I didn't fail. So, weak aura is not perfect. That's why I just kept going with the cast. But I ended up getting my SKB there for a bit. We've lost the buff stacks, so sitting at 65% haste, which is still a ton of haste. I tried to blink through there, I couldn't. Shimmer was on cooldown, didn't realize it. Definitely a lot of areas to improve. Not the best fire mage by any means, but doing what I can. I have the habit of always recasting Arcane Intellect after every pull, just in case someone died and I didn't realize it for some reason. So I don't like it when people are asking me to give them AI in the middle of my combust. So somewhat of a different route. Now we got to go do the Venza Gold Fuse boss after this little mini boss so far. It's definitely good to be a relatively taller class for this little spot. I've noticed that on my warlock, which is a mechanome, I can't stand here because I'm not tall enough to see over the edge. So definitely annoying. But as a troll, I'm totally fine.
Avoid.
Not sure how it is on gnomes. But yeah, mechanome, I'm a little short. Are they the same height?
Avoid.
I should throw it on my rune. Yeah, there we go. Get some extra damage, 40% spell damage from the rune. That thing's down. Monk touch of death. I'm still being pulled. Fine, I'll just blink away. This pull is always annoying because I'm going to get interrupted basically no matter what I do because the Peacekeeper is going to keep jumping from person to person. But if you don't know, you want to try to be in melee range of the Peacekeeper. That way he doesn't jump to you and interrupt your cast. And that's that whole school of spells you're not able to cast for, I don't know, 6 seconds or so. Trying to stay within him. We're just kiting him pretty slow. Taint. The tank can retaunt as a monk. Yep, see, I just got fire locked there. I guess it's not 6 seconds, but yeah, the monk can retaunt, and monks have the ability to make mobs run faster when they taunt, so it would have helped, but not a big deal. Unfortunate sleep puddle and the little night fae ring, a little hard to see. We're good. I'll usually try to alter time these grips. And of course, I get fire locked again. That's always awesome. So yeah, not the best. I don't really like the strat of pulling the Peacekeeper into the boss here. Because of that reason, when you have ranged, I just don't like to be in melee.
Shockwave. Shockwave. Run.
Should have casted Rune of Power there if I was paying attention, but it's all good, just a little bit of a loss. Yeah, haven't really had a good combust yet on this boss yet, which is why I'm sitting at 10k, but that'll go up. That lock's just been pumping out rain of fires or whatever you're gonna call it, but yeah, he's sitting at a pretty 40k, that's nice. I decided to save my big combustion for the next guy, because he's the one that spits out the little orb, so I'd rather get a little bit more damage into that guy. Really wish I had lock cookies at this point, but I don't. We'll figure that out. Alright, throwing out my big combust, throw out my my trinket, my Dreadfire Vessel. Getting all the damn I can out there. A lot of my pyros are hitting for about 20k. That's nice, 20 to 21k. It's taking a bit, but my damage is creeping up. Doing less than the tank, that's cool. Yeah, there's definitely room for me to improve, so that's kind of one of the reasons I'm doing this this VOD review, is because just when I want to analyze my gameplay and see kind of things that I'm missing that are really, really impactful, or little things or ways that I can improve. So yeah, this is not meant to be a tutorial of here's exactly how you're supposed to play Fire Mage. There's a lot of things I do wrong. I could have spell sold that flagellation, I think. Flatulation, what's it called? I think it's the flagellation protocol or something like that. You can spell steal that.
Target change.
Making sure I have all 3 of my Fire Blast stacks before I send my SKB Big Combust, which you get 21 second duration of combust, which is super nice. Playing risky there. I was trying to get my pyro off, which I would have, but I didn't 360 enough or 180 enough. That's unfortunately going to hit me. I decide, you know what, no one's helping me, so I'm just going to burn it down myself. Shifting power definitely helps. But yeah, lock started helping me out a little bit there. Thanks, bro.
Target change.
Trying my best to follow the ABC rule. I'll always be casting, so, you know, with Fire Mage, you can continue your cast when you shimmer, so that's what I'm trying to do there. Not in the best spot. I'm just going to move over here a little bit because I've noticed there's a bunch of balls going in that corner. Getting to get another little combust here. Hey, I passed the tank. What do you know? There we go. About time.
Target.
I alter so I can just pop right back to the spot I was in without having to run back. I like this little area.
Fred.
Probably. Yeah, okay, there's my SKB. My big combust is probably going to come up during this SKB. Maybe not. Yeah, it won't. Boss is almost down. That means for the next boss, I'll have my be starting with my big combust. Honestly, even if it was up, I probably would have sent it because you got some runtime and then you got RP at the beginning of this last boss. So there's me casting AI again. Here we go. I don't really think there's a way to hold your stacks all the way up to this next boss for SKB, so it's just going to reset. No big deal. We don't have Lust. I'm not going to have Sigil, but I have Berserking and I got my Dreadfire Vessel ready to go, so it should be good. Saying it's all RNG from here because we got about 3.5 minutes left. So as long as we get good spawn points or good spell queues on this boss, we should be totally fine. So let's see how this goes.
I must now travel beyond
Die,
Tazavish,
foes of
but your
Kafka's
journey
soul.
ends here.
I'm noticing I'm not getting my 2 stacks of Infernal Cascade before my first cast is over, which is really what you want to do, so gotta work on that. Spawns right next to me. Whatever, I'm a mage. Avoid mechanics, blink through. I got the dot on me. Got my SKB coming up here soon. I'm just gonna throw my barrier out. Spawns right next to me again. And once again, whatever, blink right back through. I wanted to have that sync up with my big combust, but it's not. So I'm just gonna let that run out, hold my fire blast charges, blink through, follow the boss, throw my big combust up. And the mistake I made here was when I threw my big combust, I hit my combust macro, which throws out a fireball or fire blast, sorry, at the same time as I hit combust. The mistake I made was I did that on the wrong side of the wall, so my rune was spawned on the other side. Should have just blinked and then popped it, but a little hard to do. I'm just trying to figure out where they're gonna go first. Got plenty of movement here as a mage. Pick the right spot. SKB's coming back up. Let's get that rune down, hopefully. I'm not doing it. I'm trying to use my intellect pot. My keybind wasn't working. Even clicking the pot wasn't working. Not sure what was going on there.
Interrupt 1.
Of course, bad timing there. Teleporting quite a lot. This double technique cast, you just want to let it go as long as possible so you just don't get the other mechanics. So that's always fun when he teleports behind you right before your cast finishes so it doesn't go off. I always find that that's the worst when you're doing a pyroblast long cast SKB one. It's definitely happened to me a few times. So I'm thinking we're just gonna burn the boss here and just kite him back. But the tank decides to go to the other side, so I'll blink through, I guess. I probably would have just kept cutting it back. We had the damage, and a couple people died because they thought the same thing, or were close to dying. But yeah, look, we made it. 17 seconds left, so not too bad. That's I guess it was my first 26 tyrannical streets. I've done it on fortified, I guess. So throwing out portal for everybody, but that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Just some Fire Mage gameplay. I might come out with more of these. I also like running Arcane. I don't really do Frost, but I also play several other classes. But just kind of doing this for myself and for anyone who's interested in seeing some Fire Mage gameplay out there. And definitely open to feedback. Again, like I've said, I'm not the best Fire Mage. I've only been playing since like the very end of BFA as Fire, so a lot of room for improvement. Just kind of here's a breakdown of just if you're curious what my damage profile looks like on streets as a single target build. Ignite and Pyroblast are obviously going to be way up there. I was not playing for AoE, Flame Strike, or Flame Patch very much at all. Dreadfire Vessel, you'll see 1.2 million throughout the course of the dungeon. That's pretty good. If you get a trinket that gives you 3, 5, 4, 5, 6% dam in a dungeon, I would say that's a very good trinket to run. So once again, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and see you the next time. Peace out.